All right. So first of all, this was hilarious to me. I don't know if you was just as entertained as I was entertained because did Candace just call her the hoe of the week, aka the chief hoe?
Hoes are
And
your
so
friends. Hoes are your enemies.
I was like, wait a minute. Oh man. So basically she calls out Ariana Grande for hooking up with Ethan Slater, who was apparently married to Lily J. And I guess what happened was they're now in the process of getting a divorce. But shouldn't Ethan be just as at fault as Ariana? And why do we always blame the woman in the situation? Unless she was the aggressor. Was she the aggressor? And the last thing I would say is I also like the phrase random hoe syndrome. Do we have a lot of random hoe syndrome in the world today?
I mean, this is one of those moments where, ladies, we got to keep it a buck. I don't know that men were the ones who came up with the phrase homewrecker. I don't recall that. Nor do I recall that men are even the ones who use that phrase. Like, I don't recall a guy coming in, sleeping with the dude's wife or whatever, and the dude's like, oh my God, he is such a homewrecker. We don't use that language. That's not something that we came up with, right? Now, let's dissect this concept of homewrecker, shall we? Right? It assumes that someone has the ability to wreck the home. Now, before the ladies out there talk about, because I know what y'all going to say, oh my God, you can't wreck your home if your home is solid. Right? Y'all would say that on the one side of your mouth, like, there's no way if he really, he must have always wanted to cheat. You know what I'm saying? It must be his character. You know what I mean? There's no way, like, a woman can't come and wreck your home if your home is really solid. Right? But then let your man tell you that he slept with Ariana Grande. Let your man tell you that he slept with Nia Long. You know what I'm saying? That fucking homewrecker. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the type of time that most women will be on, right? And why do we say this? Okay. Ariana Grande is a cute girl. She's famous. She has a lot of bread. We don't know, like, he's at his job. Right. We also know that when it comes to like sexual assault or things like, a sexual harassment, the workplace, men aren't really going to get the same respect. We don't believe him like we're supposed to believe her. That dude was probably just coming to work every day doing his job. And here goes that floozy, right? Ariana Grande shaking her little Ariana Grande's ass in front of him every single day. That brother probably held on for dear life. Right? Until he could no longer hold on. I think we got to cut the brother some slack and yes, put the blame on the woman who has the more money, the more Grammys, the more sex appeal, who's in proximity. What do you think would have happened if that brother went to Warner Brothers or whoever did the movie and was like, hey man, Ariana Grande is pushing up on me? Nobody would believe him. Even if he went back to his wife, he was like, hey babe, you don't believe what happened to me at work. Like, Ariana Grande is hitting on me. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't believe him, okay? So if Ariana Grande did that shit, she deserves all of the blame. And shout out to Candace Owens. I got to take a moment. I don't really rock with her most of the time, her politics and all that. But she was spot on this one. There may very well be a hoepocalypse among us or upon us, right? The city girl culture out here, and come to find out, she got a song saying yes and what?
Yes.
Wow. She's not even like trying to hide it. She's being super flagrant. But the most insidious part of this, and I'll land here, that there's going to be little girls, our children, listening to this type of music and thinking that this behavior is okay. And it absolutely is not. I believe our children are the future. We have to lead them well and, let them lead the way. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Ariana Grande is not doing that. And shout out for Candace for calling that bullshit out. You got it.
Alrighty, though. Thank you for that performance. Similar to the performance that Ariana Grande apparently put on Ethan Slater, according to folks who said she was the aggressor in the situation. So I guess I'm going to go kudos to you, sir. Kudos to
Thank you,
sir.
I want to thank Mom. I want to thank God. I want to thank my wife for holding me down.
And so I would just say this. I thought the commentary was hilarious. I normally don't rock with Candace like that, but a broken clock is twice, it's right twice a day. So And so while she does have some valid points on some other things, this was, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Ariana Grande was their aggressor, but I do understand the viewpoint of where basically it was temptation. And if temptation is put in you in your face constantly, then and if he decides to give in to temptation, then it is what it is. But I think the part that I really want to pick on is the fact that she had a song out that basically said yes and like basically so what I'm coming in wrecking families, so what I'm writing this dude's what, so what is basically what she was saying. And I do think that there has been basically a moral decline, a moral decay, so to speak, in our society. I don't know exactly what ushered it in. I think there's multiple points that we can probably point to where it just became acceptable to basically lack consideration for others. And I think COVID made that even more pronounced, the whole lack of consideration for others and that whole division. And so I'm just going to say this random hoe syndrome, though, I hope it don't come to a stage near you, stage near me for sure. So, because we're going to have problems.